Hello everyone, welcome back. How are you? In this tutorial, I will model that hammer. Actually, this is a challenge from our Discord group, and I decided to model that. This object is great example for hard surface. It has everything like these details on cylindrical shape, holes, and seams. I think you will learn lots of new things on this tutorial. So let's get started. Let's start with image plane. I will go to right view, press Shift and V, go to back, select image plane. Let's give some transparency. I will add a cylinder. I will start the model from here. Let's change the radius. I will also set my height segments to 1 because we will not need these right now. Right now, the important thing is to have enough rotation segments because as you can see, that hammer, that part needs small details. But if you look at our cylinder, you see that we don't have enough rotation segments to get these details. So I will increase my rotation segments. I think 24 is good enough. It's not too much, but not so low. Also, while working on these kind of cylindrical shapes, watch out these numbers. This number should be divided by 4. For example, let's set it to 22 and make it editable. I will switch top view, and you can see that I don't have a center edge on the z-axis. So if I want to add a symmetry and delete this, I cannot get that effect. I can delete that side, but not here. So it's always good to have a number that can be divided by 4, like 24. That way I can delete these points, also as these ones, then add a symmetry 2 times. Anyway, let's go back to our object. I'm gonna undo that, set it to 24, make it editable. Also, I'm gonna work with symmetry. So it looks like I need to delete that side. Select them, then delete. Right click, select line cut. Let's make it single line. I will cut over here, also here, and the last one. I'm gonna delete these top points. We don't need this. Also, these polygons need to be deleted. Select line cut and connect these points. Now let's select these edges. This time I'm gonna change my axis to 100% Z, then minus 100% on the Y. Press Ctrl, extrude, then switch to scale tool, press C, and scale these edges on both Z and Y. Press Ctrl, extrude. This time I think these should be flat or something closer to that. Or you know what, I'm gonna undo that. I will do that later. Let's finish here. Press Ctrl. Oh, sorry, I need to change some of the settings. I will set my Z to minus 100%. Then scale. I will select these back, set my x-axis to minus 100%. I'm gonna reset y and z and scale them from the very center because we will use symmetry. I don't want to mess the center edges. Now let's extrude these, switch to points mode, slide these points. Also, I'm gonna scale these edges, then push them back over here. Now I'm gonna make bridges with polygon pen. Press Ctrl and close these gaps. And the last one, that one. I am not gonna connect these points right now. I will do that later. Let's select these top edges, press Ctrl and extrude. Let's push this down. Actually, why don't we scale them to 0? I will select these, set my Z to 100%, press Ctrl and extrude. I will scale this slightly, then rotate this. I will set my Y to 0, minus 100, one more time. Now let's work on this. I think I need to lower the transparency to see it better. Let's press E and change our axis, because I want to rotate these. Then I want to scale them. Let's reset this. I am only scaling the Y and Z. Don't scale them all together like that, or else you will get that. We don't want that. Let's bridge this with polygon tool. I'm gonna double click on this, reset my axis one more time, set my X to minus 100%, and slightly scale them only the X-axis. I will deselect these, press Ctrl and extrude. I will stop right here, deselect these. I need to change my orientation to world. So minus 100 is okay. I will scale them on the Y, sorry, Z. Then I'm just gonna select that point. I will increase that transparency one more time. And let's select line cut and cut over here. Same thing here. Also, we will need a cut right here. Also, I can connect that edge to that one. We need to do that anyway. Then select these and select that and that. I will slightly select that point. and that one. Now I will reset the axis, press Ctrl and extrude these. Then I need to scale them and reposition. This time I'm going to extrude these, press Ctrl, extrude, but I will set my X position and size to 0. Then I will delete this. I did this because I'm gonna use symmetry and I want these center points to be exactly right on 0 on both position and size. And I see that one point is off. So you can either on the set that to 0, or you can just select these all and set them to 0. I will select these, change my X to 100% and scale them. You can do this by hand, by the way, but I like the changing the axis. Now let's select this, extrude, then scale. I will add one lookup over here so that I can extrude this. Then I can connect these two. Now let's extrude these 2 points, edges, set the X position to 0, also the size. Then I'm gonna switch back to polygon pen, press Ctrl and connect these. Sorry, not these. I'm gonna select these, set the X to 100, scale from here. I don't want these points to be right in the center because I need to connect these. That area will not be included in the symmetry. For the top part, I can right click, close polygon half, switch to points mode, select line cuts. We need to find a way to connect these points. Let's start from here. I will connect them later because I need to finish these parts. Now let's take a look at here. I will extrude these. I will change my Z to -100. Also, I will lower that transparency. I can't see anything. Okay, now I'm gonna extrude this. Connect them. And move these. Okay, looks fine. Now let's select these, press Ctrl and extrude. I need to change my X axis to -100 so I can scale them just like that. At that point. I will need another lookup here. Now I'm gonna select these, extrude, set their position and size to 0. I can wrap this and connect that point to here, so I can select these two and valves. Let's first scale this. That should be better. Now I'm going to press Ctrl and extrude and stop right here. Can scale back down to 0. One more time. Now I am going to extrude that edge 2 times. After that, switch to points mode and swap these points. I think we need to slide these down. Okay, looks better. Now let's extrude that. Somewhere here, scale it. One more extrude, but this time that edge should be right on the center. I'm gonna set it to 0. So we have 2 edges coming down, so I need to merge them in a way. If I add these 2 lookouts, I can connect them. Also, I will need a circular shape here, so I can use them. Now let's reposition this. I will add a lookout here, so I can select these edges. Switch to scale mode and make sure that the x is my 100% minus. I will press Ctrl and extrude this. Actually, let's lower the y. Yes, this is a lot better. Press Ctrl and extrude. I will scale them on the x to match the edge flow. I will switch to line cut and connect these points. I will select polygon pen tool, press Ctrl and bridge these edges. I'm gonna add one lookout here and continue to bridge. Now let's extrude that edge, press Ctrl, extrude, set it to 0 on the X. I can extrude that edge, press Ctrl, extrude. One more time. That should end right on that edge. I will press M and E or right click, select polygon pen, press Ctrl and connect these edges. So I can connect these as well. For that side, let's select these polygons, right click, split, and move them. Then I'm gonna make them into one object, select them, right click, connect objects, and delete. I will select these, scale them, press Ctrl and scale, and make sure that these X and Y set to 100 minus. For that side, we will not need this, so I can delete. Then select these ones, right click. Let's use stitch and sieve, press shift and connect these points. I can do the same thing over here, but we need to make sure that the edge count the same on both sides. For example, here we have 6 and 6 as well on that side. So we can use stitch and sew, press shift and connect these points. I will extrude that edge and set it to 0 on the X. Also, I'm gonna change the size to 0. I'm gonna push this edge down. Let's extrude that edge. Move that point over here. And I'm gonna slightly move that edge on the X. Also, I will turn off that plane. It is distracting. One more extrude, set it to 0 on the X. I need to connect these with polygon pen. That one. I will solve here later. Let's connect this. But before doing that, I need to look at right here and delete that polygon pen, and extrude that edge, set it to 0 on both size and position. Connect these points. But I believe that I will need more depth here, so I'm gonna push it like that. Now let's take a look here. Now I will stop right here and start to add my supporting edges or loop cuts, because after that point, I don't know if you can see, but my shape is getting from an angular shape to more like a circular or cylindrical. So at this point I should stop. I should add my loop cuts. Then after adding all these lines, edges, points, I should convert them to circular shape slowly. So what we do, first thing, I'm gonna add symmetry and add a subdivision surface. Press Alt, select subdivision surface, select loop cut. Let's start from here. That side looks okay. Now I'm gonna look at that part. Let's connect these. For the very bottom, I'm gonna add that lookouts, select these polygons, and move these down. Also, we need to check here out. We will need an additional lookout here, then connect. Same for the other side. Then I will switch to points mode. That's points. Also the top part. Here should be sharper. Yes, also I can use that edge cut to make here sharper. It looks to be sharper in the reference image. So it's a win-win. Now I can stack to lower these polygon counts. I can add that lookout over here. Then merge these two. Double click on that edge, then dissolve. Same for that edge too. Now here should be more circular or curved, so I need to move these edges away from each other. They are too close. But I don't know what happened to my lookout, but I'm gonna add that one more time. Okay, everything looks fine. Here should be more angular. I am gonna push these points up. Add one more cut here and here. That should give me that curve. But let's not forget the last loop cut here. Yes, let's check that. Yeah, pretty similar. Now I'm gonna try to match that shape by moving the points. Okay, now let's extrude this. Press Ctrl, extrude, switch back to points mode, and I'm gonna reposition these points. I will select these, double click on them, and make sure that the X is on the very center. I'm gonna scale them only on the X. Actually, let's extrude these. Then I'm gonna do that. I need to reposition these points. Okay, now I can scale them, and select them and scale them, just like that. Now I will extrude this and leave them here. I need to work on here. Let's first select these. Select bevel. Let's bevel them with one subdivision, but make it really small. Then select the edges in the middle. I need to change the y-axis to 0. Then first I'm gonna scale them on the x. After that I'm gonna scale them on the y. Let's press Q. Alright, now let's add our supporting edges. And here. Now I am gonna add a new cylinder. Let's change the orientation. We will not need any height segments. Also, we will not need any caps. Now I need to know how many edges I have over here. Let's double click on here. It says 14. So if we multiply that with 2, it makes 28. So I'm gonna make my rotation segments 28. We can make that cylinder editable. Now I'm gonna match the sizes of these two edge loops. So I'm gonna need to do that from the top view. Let's reset this axis. Yeah, pretty enough. Now I'm gonna pull this all the way here. And it looks like we need to scale this. Yes. I will delete that side. Let's double click on here and it says 14. Perfect. Now I can merge these two objects into one, connect objects and delete. Now all I have to do, select stitch and sieve, press shift and connect these points. We need to move some points. Actually that edge bothers me. I need to slide that up. We need to relax this area because this is where it starts to change its shape from angular to circular. And I want to slide this back and I want to change it to proportional. This way these edges will follow that edge flow. Okay, not bad. For the last thing, I want to use brush with smooth mode. First, I'm gonna convert this to points. Press Ctrl and select points, select brush, change it to smooth. Let's lower the strength. Also, we can add another one here. So we can use that edge loop as a bridge. I'm gonna convert this to points and brush these two with smooth mode. Yes, perfect. We still have some distortion over here, but it's not visible at all. So we can go on. I will press Shift and add a loop cut right in the middle. Do that 2 times. After that, I will select these points, change my Y axis to, sorry, not Y, Z to 100%, and change the sizes of these edges. Rotate them, then I need to change my axis to here. Okay, it looks like I need to scale this from the X. Yeah, it looks like something happened over here. I'm gonna undo that a few times. Let's reset these, then set it to 0, 100%. Okay, this time I will switch to brush but smear mode and push these points. Perfect for here. Let's add a loop cut, select them and scale them slightly. Now let's work on that seam. I will select line cuts. Let's start from here. Then I need to cut here, but that loop cut is too close to me. I'm gonna slide it slightly and cut over here. Now I need to find a way to connect this. Let's do that with line cuts. I will merge these points in the middle. Then I will dissolve these two edges. I will select these new edges. Now I will select bevel with one subdivision, and I'm gonna bevel this. We get this because of the N-gun over here, but don't worry, I will correct them with the slide tool. Okay, now I need to get rid of these N-guns and triangle. First thing, I want to create a loop around here. Then slide that point up. This is nice, but we have one more point. I will connect that to that one and create a new pad. I need a new pad right around here. And I'm gonna slide it up, merge these to that one. This is gonna give me enough space. Okay, the top part looks fine. Now let's check the bottom. I will make the exact same thing. I will create a new pad, move that point down, connect that point to that one, create another pad, slide that down and merge this to that one. Okay, everything looks good. Now I'm gonna select edges in the middle, change my offset to the middle, -100 on the X. Then I'm gonna scale this on both X and Y. Okay, let's check that by enabling subdivision surface. Of course, we will need supporting edges. First one over here, and that one here. Now let's select these outer edges, press Ctrl and slide, but not that way. Same thing on that edge loop. I will select, deselect arrow points, select brush one more time, change it to smooth, and let's smooth these points. They are too close to each other. Now it's time to finish over here. Let's reposition these points with brush and smear mode. Okay, I will select these top and bottom edges, then press Ctrl and extrude them on the X. Then I will set their position and size to 0 and connect these points. Perfect. I will select these. This looks like, that part looks like separate from the other mesh. Or let's just keep the way that we did on these seams. Let's just make it one mesh. I am gonna extrude this, select right click, select extrude. I will press Ctrl and convert them to points, select brush and move these points. I did that because I don't want to change the other points. I will make another extrude. This time I'm gonna scale them. Let's reset this. I will set them X to -100 and scale. Some rotation. Convert them to points. Select brush and reposition these points. Okay, now I'm gonna add loop cuts. Something happened in the middle. I will turn off symmetry. Oh yes, we extruded center edges. Let's delete that. Actually, I should have done before. If you select symmetry and enable these options, it is gonna automatically delete those polygons that you have just seen. I will set these points position to 0. Actually, only the size. Also, I don't know why, but I have loop cuts over here. I'm gonna dissolve that one. All right. Now I will need another sim over here. Let's do the same thing. Or let's do something different. Let's make it 2 subdivisions. Then select the middle polygons, fit loop selection, U and L. Right click, select normal move, and push this down. And I'm gonna add these loop cuts. And it looks perfect. I think I should slide that to make it sharper. And let's make our subdivision editor to 3. Looks perfect. No pinching, no deformation. I believe that these should be like that. I'm not sure. These are too close. I'm gonna select them. Why I can slide. Oh, yes. Now let's check here. I am not exactly sure, but I think you need to move this. Then select that polygon and move that. I think we need to change edge flow. Let's cut over here. Oops. At this point, then I'm gonna connect that. I can't solve that edge, also that one. We have a triangle over here. Actually, we have 2. If I make a cut like that and slide this, let's see if this is gonna work. Yeah, not bad. But I want to use that edge as a supporting edge for the top. I'm gonna end it over here. This is gonna create a triangle, but it's not gonna be a problem. I'm gonna solve that edge. We have 1 triangle over here. Let's cut like that and move this. Yeah, pretty close, I believe. Or the last thing, as you can see, we don't have a perfect match over our image plane. I can press shift at FFD deformer. I will add bunch of points on Y and Z. Then select points of the FFD and change my object. Okay, let's make that FFD editable. Select cylinder, right click, current state object, and delete. All right, I think this is enough. I am leaving that part to you. Maybe that part also. Finally, we can make that symmetry editable and change our axis to here. And we can start to use our hammer. Anyway, thank you guys, and I see you later. Bye.